Alright, what is up people? It is that time again where you guys can vote on the next career mode you want to see on the channel. But quickly, just watch this video quickly guys, please do not just cast your vote straight away. First things first, this career mode will be covering, or will be replacing, the normal career mode we're currently with Inter Milan. We're at episode number like 148 at the moment. I have got 149 already ready to go, but I'm struggling to be able to render it on my main PC. If you don't know, I've been having a lot of computer issues recently, and it's going to mean that I have to buy a new one basically. So I have got the episode rendered, and as soon as that's ready to go, I'll get it out for you guys, and then that way we can start our brand new journey with a new career mode. So without further ado guys, this video, you can cast your votes. There are 6 teams available, which we'll be going through right now. You'll be able to check out all of the teams and cast your votes in the description. There'll be a straw poll for you guys to give me what you guys want in terms of a next career mode. But let me just tell you right now, the 6 teams rather involved are very, very interesting, and I'm looking forward to possibly doing all 6, regardless of whichever one you guys choose. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first 2 then are from France. The first one being here, we're actually going to go with Lille. Now, if you don't know who these are, Eden Hazard used to play for these back in the day, so did Gervinho, and unfortunately Arsenal, being the team that Arsenal are, decided they wanted to go with Gervinho over Hazard instead. So, no, yeah, I've not got any saltiness about that at all, but you know what? It is what it is, and that is the first team that we have available for you guys. So you can see their transfer budget, their kits look pretty good as well, and in all, you can see what the board expects. And then I'm going to show you, of course, their starting 11 in the team sheets, and you guys can check it out and see what upgrades we need to make kind of to get that team to the next level, if you will. So, yeah, you'll be able to check out their team, and it is on your screen right now. They've got a couple of cool names in there, I guess Yassine Benzia being one of the main ones that you guys, of course, will all know about nowadays. He used to be a beast back in the day on career mode, and so he had high potential. Not quite lived up to that potential right now, but still, we'll see what happens regarding him. Also notably in there as well, guys, Anwar El Ghazi being a star kind of on the channel in this FIFA, if you will. So yeah, he's in that little team as well. Potentially could be an interesting team to go with. The second team, guys, staying in France again, is going to be Lyon, Alexandre Lacazette's team. If you don't know about Alexandre Lacazette, I don't know where you've been, to be honest with you. He's one of the world's hottest strikers at the moment, heavily linked with Arsenal over the last few years, but he's still playing his trade at Lyon, and that is another team that we can go to. You can see they've got a little bit more money than Lille do. They have £15 million in the transfer budget to begin with. Of course, that's before the pre-season tour and everything kicks in. And also, their team is slightly better, so there'll be less upgrades needed. But still, they still have a lot of work to be done. If you will, PSG and I guess Monaco are kind of leading the way at the moment in terms of the French league. So in that sense, it makes a bit of a sense to not go with either of those 2 guys and try and pick a more challenging team in the French league. That's if you want me to go to the French league, that is. Of course, there is a team on the screen if you guys want to check it out and make extra judgment, I guess, on that. They've also got Tolisso in there, have Lyon. There's a couple of interesting players. Depay, of course, of Manchester United is currently at Lyon as well, so he could be quite interesting to try and get into the team and see what we can do with him. So that's going to be the second team, guys. Moving now away from France, we have 2 German clubs here as well. There's going to be no Italian clubs, of course, because we did the Inter Milan kind of thing. So we've already touched upon that league already. We're into the German clubs now, the first of which is going to be Bayer Leverkusen. They have a hefty amount of money compared to the first 2 clubs on the list, and that is going to be £34 million. That is absolutely outrageous. Comparing that to Lyon and Lille's transfer budget, that is so much more. And they've also got a very, very solid team. Their kits are pretty good as well, and as you know, if you've been on the channel before, you'll know I kind of pick my career mode teams based on the kits, because I always like to have like a long-term project, and so for me, kits are very important because I like to have a nice kit to be able to play in and keep me kind of interested, if you will. So kits for me are very important. They have a couple of nice ones to buy, Leverkusen, not going to lie to you guys, and a hefty budget as well. Looks very, very tasty in that sense. They've also got Bernard Leno, is one of the, I guess, OGs from the time at Leeds before we got rid of him for a Lou, if you will. So there you go. That's the team on your screen. Javier Hernandez, of course, formerly of Manchester United. They've got a couple of other players in there. Top right, Jonathan Tars on the bench as well for this one, Bellarabi. So some very, very interesting players in Leverkusen squad. And I personally think with a couple of upgrades, they are certainly one to be contested within the German leagues, maybe even in the Champions League. So we'll have to take a look at that. That is the 3rd team available for you guys. The 4th team going into it is going to be Schalke. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, I guess, play League of Legends on the side whenever I get a bit of time. It's like a hobby. They've actually got an esports team, have Schalke. And that's why I kind of picked them. Not so much for their FIFA, although their team in FIFA is really, really cool. They actually have an esports team as well. So I kind of picked Schalke thinking, you know what? I watch them on a regular basis, if you will. So I picked it on that occasion, but they've actually got a solid team. You'll see it popping up in just a second here. They've got the likes of Goretzka. You know, they've got the likes of Choupo-Moting, Bentaleb, Howardis, of course. I'm a big fan of Howardis, or Howardez, if you will. And also they've got the likes of, I can't remember his name. What's his name? Embolo, sorry, that's it. Embolo's on the bench because, of course, he's injured in real life. Conor Plianka as well. He's a fan favourite of mine. So they've got quite a number of players in this Schalke team that I would be very interested in taking on charge of and basically trying to make them into a world-beating team. So Schalke are in there as well. But there's still a very, very surprising addition to come later on. And it's actually one of my, well, I guess my top ones that I would like you guys to pick, if you will. So we're going to move into that team right now. And these are possibly the most interesting team that I want to go with, because you'll see why in a second. Las Palmas from Spain. Look at their budget, guys. Under £5 million. Their kits look pretty sweet as well. And I think, in terms of a career mode to move on to, that they could be an interesting team. I've seen a couple of guys before in the past ask me to do Las Palmas, and so I decided to include them on this list here, because I was unsure what to do in terms of the Spanish sides, and of course I've picked one other one, barring this one, but personally speaking, I think a career mode with Las Palmas would be an absolutely unbelievable experience, and I think that that would be the most interesting team to pick. But of course, it's over to you guys to pick it. I can't make that decision. It's over to you. As I said, there's a straw poll in the description. You guys can make your choices down there and choose what you want me to go with in the next team in terms of career mode. There is a team on your screen. For some reason, they've got Kevin Prince Boateng up front. He would not be playing up front for me, even though he's for some reason set a striker. No idea why. As I said, he will not be playing up front if I do take charge over at Las Palmas. So that is their squad as well. A couple of interesting names in there, but nothing too great. Into the final team then, guys, you can see is Villarreal. Of course, they have £26 million, so a lot more than Las Palmas do in terms of transfer value. Their kits are pretty sweet as well. They've got a very interesting squad as well to add to the already list. And in my opinion, their team's kind of the same kind of stage as Schalke's is and Leverkusen's is. So, if you will, this is going to be kind of a less challenging one because they already have pretty much a decent all-round squad. Bamba Kambu up front. I've probably butchered his name. I apologise. So yeah, it's over to you guys now. The vote is in the description below, as I did in fact say. Cast your vote and make sure you do it. The closing is probably going to be Friday night at around 6 or 8 PM UK time, whatever time I get around to doing it. So cast your vote in the description below, guys. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And also, I will catch you all later with another video very soon. I'm not sure when the first episode of this is going to come out, guys, so stay tuned on the channel. Adios.